Coachella Valley residents reacting tonight to the ongoing ceasefire negotiations. News Channel 3's Tatum Larson spoke with locals who are paying close attention to the conflict and what they're looking for as a resolution. Tatum.
Hi, Karen. Yes, some are looking at Hamas's acceptance of the agreement, which pauses fighting and frees Israeli hostages as a silver lining after 7 months of nonstop chaos. But local Jewish leaders say the deal leaves much to be desired and that they're standing behind Israel as negotiations continue tonight. What is cause for celebration for many on the Gaza Strip is cause for concern for local mother Heather Kosin, whose son is a part of the Israel Defense Forces.
My son just had a baby 3 weeks ago, and it's his first, and he's not home with her. We need a legitimate peace agreement. Our hostages need to come home, whether they come home alive, God willing, or their bodies come home.
Local Jewish leaders and activists say Israel's resistance to the deal is an issue of trust after the October 7th attacks.
I think that Israel really needs to do two things: to make sure the hostages come home, and to make sure that this is a ceasefire plan that ensures their safety.
They didn't attack military bases. They want to destroy the Jewish people. So that cannot be something that continues. There will not be a ceasefire agreement that will continue the cycle of violence that enables Hamas to just rearm, regroup, and continue their escalatory and violent actions against both the people of Gaza.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres joins the choir of those pressing Israel to accept the offer and to stop their plans to invade the southern Gaza town of Rafah. The Secretary General was quoted saying, in part, "This is an opportunity that cannot be missed, and a ground invasion in Rafah would be intolerable because of its devastating humanitarian consequences and because of its destabilizing impact in the region." Kosin says she's holding on to hope for her son and for all others affected by the conflict as she stands behind Israel's decision to take heed.
My son, my baby is out there fighting. I don't want him home. I want him to continue to do what he has to do until there is a trustworthy agreement.
Tonight, Indio City Council member Oscar Ortiz, who has been an outspoken supporter of the Palestinian people, sent a statement about the potential ceasefire, saying in part, "There needs to be an immediate ceasefire. The hostages and the people of Gaza have been suffering for far too long. We need to guarantee the safety and international protection of both Israel and Palestine, and our leaders have not been able to do that." Stay with News Channel 3 for updates on this story. Reporting live in studio, Tatum Larson, News Channel 3.